felt like I was constantly searching everywhere to fill myself up. And I was. I was searching through career achievements, through romantic relationships, through nightclubs, if I'm honest. And the worst place I was searching was in the validation from other people. Give me it. Tell me I'm good enough. Tell me I'm worthy. Because when we're looking out there for that and we don't have it in here, it's going to be pretty tough to find it. And I got to this time and space where it didn't feel good to breathe. And so I started to push down my feelings because I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to feel like I had failed. And I would start every day around 5 o'clock. I would start to have a glass of wine or two or really whatever it took so I didn't have to feel. And honestly, I didn't even think it was a problem at the time. Everyone has a drink at 5 just to take the edge off. I'm just going to take the edge off. And it wasn't ever really an addiction. It was a very strong numbing mechanism. And we do this in different ways, at different levels. We can numb through alcohol. We can numb through 10 hours of Netflix. We can numb through shopping. We can there's a lot of different ways to do it. And for me, in those moments where I didn't want to feel, the only thing that would turn it off was just focusing on a glass of wine. And one day, I was sitting on the sofa, and I was staring at the clock. 4:57, 4:58, 4:59, 4:59, 4:59. This is a 10-minute 4:59. I kid you not. And it was enough of me sitting in that awareness, staring at the clock. It gave me an opening to listen to my heart and my soul in a way that I never had before. And I fell to the ground, and my knees hit the floor, and I started to listen to this voice that had been buried deep inside of me, telling me there has to be so much more. Girl, what are you doing? There is so much more. What are you doing? And in that moment, tears came pouring down my face. And I started to remember just a little bit of my power. And I started to remember, maybe, just maybe, what this is all about. And I have so much gratitude for that day, that when they're at 10-minute 4:59. Now I'm going to cry. Because I wouldn't be standing here before you today if I hadn't have started to listen. My life would be very, very different than what it is today. And in that moment of awakening, in that moment of activation, everything shifted and everything changed for me. And I made a decision that I was no longer going to live for everything out here, and I was going to start to live for what was inside of me. And I became obsessed. I became obsessed with learning about personal development and learning about self-love and helping myself to feel worthy enough of the things that I want to desire. I learned about frequency and energy and happiness and how it all comes together. I started to search for purpose and meaning, and it changed everything. Everything.